Hey, what's going on everyone? So today's video is going to be a little bit different, not going to be about bikes or scooters, but this is going to be about a smokeless fire pit that I purchased off Amazon. Now the reason I want to make this video is because I could not find any videos on this thing, and I was really interested in getting it and trying it out over the more expensive popular solo stove. So I'm hoping to get this information out there for you guys in case you guys are considering purchasing one of these, or if you don't even know what one is, to show you guys, because I didn't know what one of these were until about 6 months ago, and then doing my research and everything, I decided to get this one, and I'll show you why in this video. So the first reason I decided to get this one over the more expensive popular Solo Stove Ranger is because it's a little bit more portable and compact, but bigger once it's set up to allow you to put a little bit bigger logs in it. You can see here it's folded up, very compact, at just under 10 inches high and about 16 inches wide, so you can carry this thing around, transport it in your car easily, take it with you camping, things like that. And then when you set it up, it is a little bit bigger. So we're gonna light this thing here today, show you guys how it works. Now the only thing I was disappointed about on this case is there's really no carry handle. Not too big of a deal. It's like a mesh case. They do include that though. This is an additional cover that I bought that I'll show you how that fits. It was about 20 bucks. So you do get a stand with this fire pit. With the Solo Stove, it's an additional purchase. But this gets it up about 3.5 inches off the ground and allows you to have a fire on concrete or possibly on a deck. I'd be a little cautious about having it on wood, but we'll see how hot this gets underneath here when I light this later. That sits up on there. Then you have your fire pan here, basically where your fire burns on there. You have the air holes underneath. Now these are 1/2 inch holes, and they're a little bit on the big side, but what I did was purchased a stainless steel mesh screen. I purchased this to put in here. It covers all but about 4 holes, but the reason why I did that was because that allows me to possibly burn wood pellets in this stove as well. I found last year when I went on some late camping trips that it was hard to find firewood at a few campgrounds, and then the bundles you do get were about $6 or $7, even sometimes up to $8 for a little bundle of wood, and you can get a whole bag of chips, 40-pound bag, for about $7 at Lowe's. So that's a good alternative to be able to burn those. Then you don't have to split it. Burns pretty efficiently and things like that. So I might try to burn those because I do have a bag, and I'll put that in the end of this video to show you guys how that works, if it does work well. You flip this top half out, and this top half is double walled, so your hot air comes up between there and comes out these holes here and reignites the smoke, which gives you that secondary burn and what makes it smokeless. Now it's not smoke free, but it is supposed to help out with smoke a lot. And another thing this stove comes with is a bracket for the top that allows you to put a pan on it for cooking, which is really nice. For the Solo stoves, you have to buy an additional mount and top for it, which is like $100 or $200 for that to be able to cook on it. So that's really nice, and another reason why I purchased this one. So this just sits right on here like this. Then your burn pan goes in. You set the top on. And then your cooking bracket if you want to cook on it. I wouldn't put that on there until you need it though. So the inside of this stove for your logs down at the bottom is going to be around 14 inches wide, and the height from the bottom up to the bottom of the burn holes is going to be about 11.5 inches. Now on the Solo Stove Ranger, I believe it said it was about 12.5 inches from the bottom of the stove to the top of this ring, and you can see here this one's about 16.5 inches, so about 4 inches bigger than the Solo Stove Ranger on height. One other thing this stove comes with is a set of handles. It goes right in these side burn holes here, and you can use this if you had to move the stove around while it was hot. So you could pick it up and move it if you needed to. Pretty cool. And this is the aftermarket cover I bought. It's basically designed the same way as the Solo Stove ones, with a bracket in the middle to keep the rainwater off. Now you're not going to want to put this on when it is hot, but it does fit pretty nicely on here. It does not go down all the way because they actually sell this one for the Solo Stove Ranger. And like I said, this one's about 4 inches taller, but it does fit on pretty good. will keep the rainwater off. And I'll put links down below to this cover as well if you guys are interested. If you guys do use the links I put down below in this video, there will be affiliate links on Amazon, which helps support the channel. I make a small commission at no extra cost to you guys. But that's what helps me creating these videos for you. So let's get this thing loaded up and see how it burns. All right guys, so you can see these are about 15.5-inch logs here. And you can put them in there and the logs will stay down below the burn holes. Now you want to keep your wood down below there to keep it smoke free. Any wood sticking out of there will actually smoke more, so you don't want it standing up like this above the burn holes. But this being a little bit bigger than the Ranger, I believe allows you to put the wood in there at an angle and still get a decent sized piece of wood in there. Alright guys, so I got it loaded up with some kindling here, really dry stuff, some paper in the middle, and I did throw a little handful of pellets in there just because. So hopefully this goes well. This is my first test with it. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I actually made one of these, a very, very small one out of an old popcorn tin that I had to try it out. And then I actually got another small camping one just for cooking and basically like heating up water and stuff on. So hopefully this goes good here and hopefully it ignites good. And you can see as it starts, it does smoke until it gets hot, until the sides get hot, and it reignites the secondary burn. So you will get a little bit of smoke at first, and you will get smoke if your wood is wet. All right guys, so far so good. All right, we're getting some good flame now, guys. No secondary burn yet. It's only been a few minutes. And what's nice when I started this is being that it's inside there, no wind gets it, so it's really easier to start because it's down inside, housed in nicely to protect the wind from blowing out your flame. She's going pretty good now. I think it might have some secondary burn starting now on the back side. And there's still a little bit of smoke. You can still see there is still some smoke. So far it's still cool underneath. The bottom of this is hot, but the concrete is still very cool. All right, there is definitely some secondary burn coming out of those holes now. And I don't even have a lot of wood in there. A couple pieces that you guys seen me throw in, and that's it. So you do get a nice big flame out of here. Now it is a little bit windy, so you will want to watch sitting close if it is windy, because those flames do get pretty big. But pretty nice so far. Now if you were cooking on top of this, you're going to want to have hot coals down below. You're not going to want a flame like this. Whoa, that flame was actually almost touching me. Alright guys, so it's been about 7 minutes since I lit the fire, and it's starting to die down just a little bit now. It is smoking a little bit more than what I thought it would. And this wood is very dry. Maybe some of the stuff from them manufacturing this is just burning off, possibly. So we'll see how it does over time. I'll update you guys down in the comments as I use it more. Starting to get some hot coals down there in the bottom now. Alright guys, so it's been burning for about 20 some minutes now, and underneath it is still pretty cool, so I would definitely be okay having a fire down on my patio. Now I still may purchase a small fire mat to put underneath this just in case, but very cool to the touch still. Now I did put a few small pieces of pallet wood that I had in here. May have been a little bit damp, and it is popping shooting a lot of sparks out. So that is one negative, that you may not be able to get a spark screen to fit this as easily as you can with a solo stove. Maybe you can get the solo stove one and it will fit on here. I don't know without trying it, but solo stove does make a spark screen probably for this reason. So like I said, it is smoking a little more than what I thought. Not sure why. I thought it would be a little bit less than this. Maybe the wood's damp. I know that wood down there is definitely not damp because it's been sitting in my garage for a good while and is definitely dried out. All right guys, so today is the second day. I stayed out for a few hours last night around that fire and burnt a bunch of pallet wood. The sparks seemed to go away and my wife loved it. I loved it. So today we're gonna try to burn some pellets and see how that goes. Now there was very minimal ash in it the next day. All I had to do was dump it out to clean it out. You can see I dumped all the ashes out and put the screen in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some pellets in there and we'll try it out. For the pellets, we're gonna be using Green Team Platinum Hardwood Pellet Fuel. I got these from Lowe's for about $7 and it's a 40-pound bag. I've never tried this before. I'm just gonna throw some pieces of cardboard in there and then I'm gonna kind of cheat to light this. All right guys, that was kind of a fail. It didn't light easily. The pellets are a little bit hard to light, so I had to throw some paper and some wood kindling in there to get it started. All right, I got it going pretty good now. It's pretty much only started on the one side. I threw a few handfuls of pellets in there and hopefully it'll work its way over to that side. Very, very minimal smoke. Pretty good, guys. I got a secondary burn going on at least half of the stove now. Nice flame and definitely pretty warm. And it looks like most of the pellets are starting to light on the other side as well. All right, so the secondary burn is definitely around the whole perimeter of the top half now, coming out of all the holes all the way around the stove. So really nice burn with those wood pellets, guys. Very, very nice. Very nice high flame. It's about 3.5 to 4 feet off the top of that stove there. Really, really liking the way these pellets are burning. And like I said, if you find it hard to find logs or anything when you're out camping, maybe you can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever, and pick up a bag of these pellets for about $7. At least that's what they are currently. You know how prices have been increasing, guys, so who knows what they're going to be, but that's a good alternative. So I'll put down below in the comments or in the description of this video how that wire mesh holds up over time, and hopefully it stays intact and allows me to burn these pellets when I need to. Hopefully I could just leave that mesh in there even when I'm using wood. That way I could just switch back and forth whenever. All right guys, you can see it's dying down a little bit. We're gonna throw some pellets on there, just a few handfuls. Now if you guys are using pellets, you're not gonna wanna put too many in there at one time because you will smother the fire. Just throw a few handfuls in every now and then, and that flame will pick back up. You can see it's starting to pick up already. And I'll leave down below in the description of this video, guys, the links for both this Coozoom stove, portable smokeless fire pit, and also that screen that I purchased for this. And like I said, if it doesn't hold up or anything like that over time, I'll leave that down in the comments below. You can see here that it's already back up. Now you don't want to wait too long till the fire's died down too much to put the pellets on because then they won't reignite easily. But you can see here, working really nice with these pellets. You just throw a few handfuls on every so many minutes, every 5 minutes or so, and you'll be good to go. Now you can start out probably with more in there than I did initially. And I've seen on some other fire pits like this that they have like a center cone in the middle. Maybe I'll purchase like a stainless steel bowl, put that down in the middle to keep the fire along the outside, and maybe that'll use less pellets and still be a really nice fire. I don't know. I'm just going to experiment around with it, guys. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment because it really helps my channel out, and follow me on Instagram to see previews of some upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you guys around on the next one for sure.